Have you ever noticed that your body often wants to sleep at night, but your mind does not allow it? It is a sign of an unhappy mind, and this unhappy mind will not allow us to experience a peaceful sleep. One very important and often overlooked aspect of good enough parenting is having a happy and healthy mind. As you know, if you are happy, you can make your family happy and vice versa. As a working parent, it's easy to get frustrated with your workload. Unfortunately, it is common for all of us, and in one of the many reasons our minds control us. The most important thing to understand is that we experience our lives within our minds. To develop happy minds, we need to learn how to control our minds rather than be controlled by them. To learn how to control the mind, we need to understand what the mind is. It is a subtle material that you can experience with the 5 sense organs, and it comes with the 3 properties: emotional intellect, spiritual intellect, and intelligence. The collaboration of these 3 properties defines the quality of your mind. A well-established and organized mind organizes the whole body, the emotions, the mind, and strength. The mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. The mind acts like a receptacle for the senses where memories and perceptions are stored and used by the intelligence to make decisions and make sense of the world. It is considered the lord of the senses because it directs the 5 senses to interact with the external world. The mind is above all the senses and our physical elements. The mind is the controlling unit of our existence. Princeton University's Mind-Body program emphasizes the connection between mind and body for treating and preventing physical illnesses and psychological disorders. It is such a logical approach since the mind affects the body's physiological functions as the brain controls all process via the autonomic nervous system. Our body is compared to a guest house and our mind to a guest who is dwelling there, as per Buddhist scriptures. When we die, our mind leaves our body and goes to the next life, just like a visitor leaving a guest house and going somewhere else. To realize the magnitude, the capacity, and the conditioning of the mind, we first need to understand the faculties of the mind. The fundamental faculties of the mind, according to the Vedas, are our conscience, intelligence, intellect, perceptions, sense, understanding, and will. How the objects of sense affect the soul is through the internal organs of perception and cognition. When we consider it that way, we refer to the mind as a part that only belongs to the body. The Upanishads provide a beautiful and valuable concept of human life by comparing the human body to a chariot. This concept is beneficial to guide one through the journey of life. The analogy describes the unity of pure consciousness functioning through the body and mind. Living is like a chariot ride along the road of life, and the ride depends on the charioteer's expertise. We must learn to manage the faculties of our mind bit by bit, starting with the senses. There are steps to be followed to achieve this. The first step is keeping your senses under control. If the senses are always racing towards objects without any blinkers, this creates erratic thoughts. Our exposure creates modifications in our minds, and they become our tendencies. Hence, it's essential to observe what you eat through all 5 senses. Eat, does not mean the food you eat, but what you listen to through your ears and see through your eyes. It all goes to our mind as experience and modifies it. The second step is keeping our minds in control. The conscious mind is only a strip on the surface of the subconscious and unconscious minds. Whatever our conscious mind takes in goes to our subconscious and unconscious minds. So, if we can control our conscious mind, we do not need to be at the mercy of external objects. If we allow our senses to drive our life, then suffering is unavoidable. To bring happiness, we need to use our intellect to hold our minds tight in order to control our senses. The third step is to believe that we can train our minds at any point in our lives. Before I understood this, I kept thinking that since half of my life had passed and it had been a bumpy ride, that was my destiny. But the vast science of neuroplasticity helped me understand that it is never too late to train our minds. As per the theory of neuroplasticity, our brains are always elastic. Neuroplasticity, or brain plasticity, is the ability of the brain to modify its connections or rewire itself. That is the reason we can develop from infancy through adulthood or recover from brain injury. What makes the brain special is that the neural networks and circuits in it can change through growth and reorganization. Thus, the neuron pathways make new connections and frequent adjustments from learning new abilities, environmental influences, practice, and psychological stress. Namaste, and thank you for visiting our channel. If you enjoyed this content, please do consider to like, share, and subscribe to us. This channel was created with the intention of reaching audiences across the globe. So, your support is highly appreciated. Thank you so much, and see you the next time. Namaste.